If our maritime transportation links with the rest of the world were cut off, everything would pretty much grind to a halt here in New York within about 90 days. 90% of everything comes to this country and leaves this country by sea.
The maritime industry, shipping specifically within the maritime industry, it really fuels our economy.
Everything we use today is coming from anywhere else in the world but where we are. Shipping is the most environmentally friendly way of transporting these goods to the market.
The U.S. and in particular California have been real leaders in environmental protection.
As technology has emerged, there have become greater and greater requirements for specific operating procedures and operating plans. And so from a design perspective, we actually design in how we're going to be compliant with regards to safety and with regard to environmental stewardship.
It's a continuous process to improve your sustainability and reduce your environmental footprint. We're leaders in the maritime community in development of advanced wastewater treatment systems, in exhaust gas cleaning systems, and also in improving engine technology to reduce the amount of fuel that we consume.
We're obviously gearing up to meet stricter and new regulation, especially on air emission and CO2 reduction.
Because there's a direct correlation between emissions reduction and fuel consumption, if you have an economic incentive to reduce your fuel costs, you thereby reduce your emissions.
Diesel electric isn't new, but there's new technology that has made it more and more viable. The ability to store the electricity and the size and the weight of the batteries are such that now it really is a viable technology for smaller vessels, not for deep sea vessels, but certainly for inland and coastal vessels.
What's looming over the horizon next is there's a worldwide sulfur cap that's intended to come into place in 2020.
It's likely to mean not only greater efficiency, but much, much cleaner air.
Yeah, obviously, as a company, the bottom line is what you're there for. I mean, that's you're moving cargo, and that's what you're there to do. But it's very satisfying to be able to, in the process of doing that, to better the marine environment, or better the health of your neighbors and of your own team.
We put so much effort into both meeting regulation as well as building ships that are more environmentally friendly.
We want the destinations that we take our guests to be pristine, natural, beautiful environments. It's not just the right thing to do. It's fundamentally important to making the business work. The maritime industry in general is an absolutely wonderful place to work. It's challenging every single day. It's on an intellectual and physical level, pushes you to your limits, but it just is full of one unique opportunity after another.
You can make the leap between the federal government and industry to NGOs.
This is a big people industry. Building up respect for all the people and the expertise that they bring to the industry, I think, is what makes this industry so interesting.
The clearest path for entry into the maritime field is to go one of the academies.
Go to Kings Point, go to Fort Schuyler, go to Maine Maritime Academy. Study shipping from the bottom up.
The vast majority of business issues and concepts that one would learn in a business school are taught at the maritime academies and are completely applicable to other businesses. The maritime industry in general is a fascinating industry to be involved in. And it's rewarding, and I would encourage any young person to give it serious consideration.